Good morning, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and we're going to bring some dimension to our little journals that we put napkins on the other day. I forgot one thing from the kitchen. Need to get some wax paper. I will be right back. I'm going to use the wax paper as a palette. So how's everybody doing? Hi, Ann. I had fun hanging out with you yesterday. And Mother Macaulay, she was so tickled to see me come in with a couple containers and an orange. Hi, Susan. So, yeah, she was thrilled. And she said, well, I had ice cream for dinner. And I'll have this for my lunch tomorrow. Hi, Janet. So I know my mother-in-law is not eating well. So what I need to do is I need to start making sure I get food over to her because she's, I think, living on ice cream, cookies, crackers, and sodas. So and she'll be 97 next month. So I need to do something about that. So hi to Janet. Hi to Renee. And I'm just going to bring these pumpkins back to the forefront. So I've pulled out, this is all the orange paint I have. Can you tell it's my least favorite color? And then I pulled out a red, a black, 3 greens, 3 yellows. I have more of those if I need them. But I think I'm going to focus just on the front cover for today. And of course, somebody wants in from the porch. No morning stream would be without a cat wanting in or out or both. All right. So I'm going to focus on the pumpkins and then maybe I'll do the sunflowers another day. But I did pull out the colors for them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of each of my oranges out that I want. Yes, everybody's loving that fabric you sent me, Pam. Let's see. I think this one's a little lighter. Technically, I don't need all these different colors of paint. You can always add white or black to change your value. But I'm being lazy this morning, so it is what it is. I'm going to put out 4 different ones and then a little bit of black. Because a tiny little bit of black will change your color immensely. So you don't need a lot of that. All right. And I'm going to sit down. So how's everybody doing today? I mean, Janet's already 6 hours or more into her day. So there's that. And I'm just going to kind of mimic what's in the napkin. It needs to lay flatter, so I think I'll leave it like this. So let's see. I might bring in, I need a paper towel. I will get my poop in a group here in a minute. My brush is holding too much water and watering the paint down too much. I did another dress yesterday and I was struggling with it. And I finally told Scott, I said, I think it's the thread. Keep in mind, some of my thread is like 30 years old that's up on the wall behind me. So this spool of thread, I threw it away. I could have saved it, I guess, for hand basting, but it is just awful. It created all kinds of problem. It looks fine. I even wrote on here, I'm going to save this for hand basting. But then I got to thinking, no, just throw it away. Because if I accidentally put it in the machine again, it'll mess up. You can tell it's got a different texture than the rest of my thread. So that's going away. Yeah, he did some fiddly work this weekend with the tiny bits of cut glass that goes in the corner by the closet. And he also cleaned the drain in our shower in the back bathroom. And he said his hips and his back were hurting pretty bad, and his knees from, getting down on the ground and all. I keep telling him, I said, we're in our 60s now, so that's to be expected. He said he didn't want to hear it. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of paint to bring my pumpkins kind of out of the background. So I'm cheating painting pumpkins. I'm using the napkin as my guide. Kind of treating it like a paint by number. And you got to remember, I've got all the different textures under here. Like there's a piece of corrugated right here. Yep. As long as I don't get too quiet, you'll be all right with me painting, I hope. I think I'm going to start a new series of quirky bugs. I started drawing them on my drop paper yesterday, and I said, I should do this on my channel, and we'll just maybe make some borders with different little quirky bugs. Just for random decoration on a journal page. Like if you're doing the journaling pages where you're dividing the page up and having different areas that you can write different things, or you can add photos to it and that kind of thing. I think it would be fun to have little borders of dancing bugs. And I saw Julia's got a mess of fairies looking for homes on Instagram. And I really like that blue one. But we're a little tight on funds right now. So I'll get with her when I have some funds to spend. Sometimes you just have to go with what the budget will allow, right? And did a whole journal with bugs. A whole ink, I think it was Inktober, wasn't it, that you did the bugs? Those were awesome. But my bugs won't be realistic. They're quirky little bugs. And Greg's getting ready to go to work. And Scott's already left. They've roped Scott into doing kind of these morning meetings where they're going over the numbers and talking about the plans for the upcoming, quarter and that kind of thing. So Scott says, maybe it's because they think I'm smart. I said, well, you are smart. So I'm just using the different oranges to create some different gradients of the orange. Another thing good about this is with this open, I can see where I've come from and see how far the pumpkins are coming out. Budget and bugs are both pitas. So we didn't do a whole lot this weekend. Scott did work on the bathroom, fixed the drain in the other shower, and visited Mother. Oh, we got groceries in the house again. So we have food to eat for a little bit. We went to Aldi's. It's the cheapest place to get groceries around here. We might have to make some of this just a little bit darker. I could be using a bigger paintbrush, couldn't I? It's all good. It's all good. It's hard to paint over that corrugated. It doesn't want to be painted, I don't think. But I thought I'd paint on this a little bit this morning. And we got our knitting hour, which if somebody wants to come and just sit and crochet, if you just don't have a desire to knit, you can still come and stitch and hang out for an hour. But just keep in mind that it is, we're going to be talking about knitting more than crochet or whatever, but conversation really does flow pretty smoothly. So I don't think somebody that doesn't want to knit, you don't have to. We're not gonna force you into knitting. I mean, I've been getting into it, kicking and screaming. I did finish my cowl, and I don't know. I did exactly what the instructions said, but mine doesn't fit like hers does in the picture. So I don't know if I did something wrong or what, but it's finished. Even if I don't keep it, even if I donate it, I got the practice of the knitting. So I'm not gonna fuss about it. It was a learning experience. And I'm getting the purling kind of, sort of. Hi, Vicki. I still don't find it a comfortable motion to do, but at least I got the cowl done. And I did start some more crocheted dishcloths while watching a movie the other night. So, because my, Scott took the dishcloths into his job and they scarfed them all up. The ladies thought they were awesome. And my brother-in-law, he stopped by a couple days ago, and he said he really loved the ones that I had given them, that he uses them all the time. And was I going to make some more? Let's scoop up just a tiny bit of black and then some of this. See if I can get a little bit. See, I'm just making a little bit darker to do some of these lines here. And if my pumpkin gets a little crazy and gets bigger than it should, it's okay. There's There's no pumpkin police. All right. I'm sorry I keep moving it, but I got to move it to where I can work on it. So, yeah, Renee caught the cooties from family, and she's not been feeling good. So, it is cootie season, and to top it off, not only is it cootie season, but it's stupid fall allergy season. So if it's not one thing, it's 6 right now. See, the napkin helps you do all the work. Hi, Piper. People don't get to see you very often, but if I try to pick you up, you'll growl and hiss and carry on. So we'll just let you meander through. It's all good. She's probably thinking, good. Don't be touching me when I'm just marching through with my nails out. See the difference between just the napkin and then where you added the paint? I'm going to have to rinse that. Oh, she says those cooties were especially rotten. Let's see. What do I got here? This is toasted terracotta. My mother-in-law was clearing her throat a lot, but she's got an appointment Thursday. So if I'm going to be late on Thursday to Ann's Craft and Chat because I got to take Miss Julia to the doctor at 9:45. So we'll have to leave early. And I pulled her calendar out and I pointed at it last night and I said, now you be ready because I'll be over here at 9 o'clock. We'll need to leave no later than 9:15 to get all the way across town because her doctor moved to the other side of one of the sides of Columbia. So we have to drive quite a ways to get her to the doctor. She's like, I don't know why they want to see me anyway. They don't do nothing. I said, well, they're checking you. They might want to do some blood work. She said, it don't matter. I don't feel any different. She's getting cantankerous in her later years here. She said last night, she said, I just get meaner and meaner. I said, you do not get meaner and meaner. Where are you getting that from? She was a hoot last night. But man, she was glad to have that food show up. You getting ready to go, bud?
Yeah.
All right.
See you after work.
All right. Have a good day. Watching me paint and watching paint dry. I didn't know if y'all would be interested in it or not, but I just love to cheat with napkins and paint with them. It's like it gives you guidelines. Yeah, it does give them a nice, the corrugated that's underneath the napkin. It makes it a little difficult to paint, but you know, I'm getting it. So it was 64 degrees this morning. And don't ask me, but I woke straight wide awake at 4:30 this morning. And then I saw the light come on in the bedroom because I was already out of the bedroom. And Then Scott tells me later, he said, I didn't even hear the alarm. I said, it didn't go off until, we were already up because I couldn't lay there anymore. I was starting to hurt. You ever do that? Your body just aches, so you're like, fine, I give up. I'm going to get up. He said his hips were hurting really bad. I was like, well, it goes back to we're not as young as we used to be. He and I are both struggling with the, you can't do what you used to. You have about 75% less stick-to-itiveness, whereas you run out of steam long before all the projects are done. And we used to go and go and go. We both would work jobs before we had Greg. We'd work the jobs. We got our first house. And after we worked all day, we'd go out and work in the yard until 10 o'clock at night. And now it's like, I just can't do it. Maybe we'll need a little touch of some kind of yellow in here too. Why not put all the paint out? And it might look like I've got a ton of paint out, and I do, but I'll grab one of those blank canvases and just scrape the paint on it, and it'll be a background. So it won't be wasted. It's a little too yellow, but it can be a layer. And we can take some of this, mix a little orange in with it. Maybe I'll scoop some of that up. We'll mix us a color out of those two. There you go. I'm just grabbing colors and mixing them together. Come up with a new color. So you can see the difference. This one's painted. This one isn't. I might actually not paint the back, just leave it like that to remind me that this is unpainted and that's painted. Yeah, you have to pace yourself, take breaks, drink lots of water, do all the things. So, we still want to do all the things, though. There's a bit of water going to come down there. I was watching Marion's World, and she just did a trip to Scotland, and I was watching that before I came on. I'll have to go back and finish watching it. That is someplace that I would love to visit, is Scotland. And that's where Scott's family originated. His family came from the Shetland Islands. His twice great-grandfather came from there. I think his name was Alexander Macaulay. And he fought in the Civil War. And there's a picture of him in the Civil War Museum in Greenville. Thought it was kind of interesting to see his family pictured in a historical photo. I gotta move my legs. They're giving me weird sensations in my legs. So I grew up north. So when I first moved down here, I was considered a damn Yankee, which I think the Civil War's been over a few years, but you know, some folks are still fighting it. And you can take these and you could, like, you know, change them completely to, you know, not even look like what's in the napkin. I mean, you can add a ton more paint and add lots of dimension. And boy, if you used oil paints, you could really get some dimension on them then. Susan, you're new to me. Susan Tobin, you're new to my channel. Welcome. I should say that first time I see you. It's early morning, okay? My brain's not totally awake yet. So I'm down to the last 2 dresses. And if you guys missed it, Madi did the very first box openings for the dresses that have come in. And she does them on Sundays. And as the month goes on, there'll be more and more, and she'll have to go a lot faster than the very first few boxes because she'll be getting in lots. Her goal for this year's collection is 7,000 dresses. We did over 5,000 last year, and more people are getting involved every year. I think that's all I'm going to add to that. We'll go up here and do this one here. Sorry, I'm putting a shadow in my own way. I'll put it here and there. Train's going through. That means the switch yard down from the house is probably busy too. Hooking them up and unhooking them and moving them around and doing all the things. When Greg was a baby, we would take him down to and we'd park in the parking lot and we'd just sit and watch the trains. And if they blew the whistle, he would dive down and, he'd say. But he loved trains. That we went through a whole period of model training. We have so much model train stuff that didn't really get put together totally. Scott didn't have the time, and I don't know. If you don't do it while they're young, they're not young anymore. Children, enjoy them while you can because they don't stay little, but for like a split second. Won't be long, and my son will be 40. Keep telling him you keep waiting for everything to be perfect. Before you know it, you'll be at our age going, what happened? Yeah, I think I'm going to leave these more blotchy looking. Just put a little paint on. Put a little bit of orange here and there. Yep. Yep. You look in the mirror and you say, when the heck did that happen? When did I get nose hairs? You know? Good morning, Deb. I'm bushy-tailed but not bright-eyed. Oh, well, that's okay. Maybe the bright eyes will come later after you're up a while longer. Because it's still pretty early where you are. All right. You know what I didn't get out is a little bit of chocolatey brown for the centers of the things. Let me just grab something here. I look outside and I see all the stuff I really need to do outside. Yep. Or chin hairs. I call them goat hairs. Scott says, what are you talking about? I said, I got goat hairs, sticking out the bottom of my chin. Happens to us all, ladies. Can't be helped. Comes with age. Right, I'm just going to bloop, bloop, bloop this on. Not trying to get it fully covered. I just want to get a little additional brown on there to change what the napkin looks like. And this has a little red on it. We can come back and add that back in. And then might pick up a little black and boop, boop, boop it in. This will have to go somewhere and set and dry because I've been putting it on pretty thick. And you can always come in if you want to add a little bit more detail. You can come in with like a Posca pen and get finer detail than a tip of a paintbrush will do. So let's get some of these. 6 a.m. and 46 degrees. Woo! It is still 64 here. Yeah, there's a definite crispness coming to the air, isn't there? You guys, we're not going to be complaining it's hot for much longer. I'm going to put out some different greens here to play in. Ew. Yes. Ew, I think that one may be shot. My paint's getting so old. It sounds liquidy, but it's not. Oh. All right. Not gonna play, just gonna throw it away. I know that sounds wasteful, but it's probably all separated in there anyway. So what's the point of keeping it, right? And this dark blue thing, black green, really looks weird. Like it's separated or something. Who knows? Just try to put a little bit of it down and then I'll bring the other green in. It's like it's separated. I tried to hang with Mary last night. I just, we were over at Scott's mom's sitting there yawning at each other. And I'm like, we need to go. She always thanks us for visiting. She said, you're the only ones that come and visit me. But she has her canasta people, and there are people that check on her. Hi, Sophia. And that black green really needs to be shook some more, I think. So I'm going to just dab some green in here. A little bit of dibby dabs here. I'm not trying for full coverage. I'm just adding a little bit of color. Here and there. Just to make it pop out a little bit more. Then I was thinking how we could utilize this tiny little journal, and I think I am going to use a masking tape and mask out the center of each of my pages so that there'll be, some of the background page left. I'll pull the tape off after I do a page just to, give it a little bit more depth to it. For these stems, I'm going to mix some of this green in with that black green, since it's all muckety mucked up anyway. Get rid of that water. And we'll just boop, boop, boop on these stems. And then this pumpkin actually has a little bit of green that runs down through it, which I thought was kind of different. And maybe pick up a little brown, put a bit of that in here and there. And maybe one of these orangey colors. Put that dot back in the top of that. We'll get some red out. We've been without birdseed for weeks. We went and bought some. I need to go out and fill the feeders. The bad part about me filling the feeders is the neighbor cats will kill birds, but I enjoy watching the birds. All right, so we got some different colored leaves down here. So I'm just going to tap in a little red to bring that one out. This one's got a little red on it. And then there's a little red in this flower here that we'll tap back in. Maybe put a little bit of red down at the bottom of this one. Even though there isn't any on the other one, on the napkin. I'm making it my own. Got a little crazy up there, but you can always add, more. Maybe get some of this and put it on this leaf too. I'm going quiet because I'm thinking. I can hear that clock tick, tick, ticking away over there. I had to take the batteries out so it won't meow today because hi Lala. Hi Ray D. Good morning. Um I forgot to take them out the other night and it was going meow, meow, meow all night long. And the mister was not happy. It's got a little bit of brown flower right there, or not flower, but leaves right there. Well, I think I got that pretty well painted. So that's before and that's after. And there they are side by side because with Slipknot you can do that. So I just made mine a little bit more solid for my cover, and I can always, you know, hoovering up the dog hair. Yep. So I've got all this extra paint here. Let me grab one of those canvases and maybe we'll create a background that I can turn into one of these canvases that I can mail out. Haven't done that in a while. I've got a couple here ready to go to be made into something. But I've been preoccupied with little girl dresses. Whoops. This is not easy to get open. And if I remember right, they're wrapped in more plastic once you get them open. Yep. So, let me bring the X-Acto knife over so I don't have to fight this. I get these off Amazon and get 3 to a package. Because you can mail these, but you do have to pay a package price because they're stiff. So for me to mail a little canvas like this over to like Janet, they want $25. I just can't do it. I still have to pay a good bit to do it on USA, but I think it's fun to get a postcard canvas in the mail. I'm going to set this aside for just a minute, and I'm just going to get a palette knife, pick those up, and scrape it on. To use up my spare paint. I probably have enough here that I could do several. Let's do some red. Get the red on here. And I just look at it as a layer. Like this could be a beginning layer of a background or something. Pick up some orange. Pick up some more orange in a different color. Oh, have you seen where there's, I think it's a gal. She has like one of those giant calendars. And she puts a bunch of paint down. And then she puts a piece of plastic on it and squiggles it around. And then she does where you find something in your paint and she creates something with it. We could almost do that with this. What if we just take this and put it on here? Get all the paint down on there. Getting it on my drop cloth too, but I don't care. Could have done 2 canvases. But she'll take something like that. When it's dry, she'll find stuff in it. And I think it's so cool how she does that. I'm going to throw this away before I make a complete mess. And I might get napkin. So that's almost a fall background right there. And it probably messed up the back a little bit. But that's okay. You can always put another piece of paper on the back. Maybe I'll pick some of this up. The other girl I like to watch on Instagram and Reel Shorts is the girl that uses all kinds of household items. And she creates like this huge background, and then she'll pull a lion out of it, and then she'll do all these mini paintings around it. It does remind you of autumn leaves. All right, so I'm going to set this aside to dry, and I'll be well started on that. Give me just a second. I'm going to throw these colors back over here. These are greens. That's black. Greens and black. All right. So there's that. All right. They're supposed to only be ads 30 minutes. 30 minutes in. There's not supposed to be any. Yeah, there's not supposed to be that many. I'm going to have to do something about that. Sorry, guys. No, I did not realize how many ads were popping up. I will change that for next time. Did you notice I took the heart off for you people? All right, so here's the pumpkins. All painted up, and then a background. So if you're in the USA, I can't mail this overseas. It would just cost me too much. And I'm sorry about that. But I put this little journal, which is the offcuts of my fall journal, but I put this one together yesterday on Ann's channel. So we did the slip knot binding together on her channel yesterday. So if you guys would like a chance to win the little journal, if you don't like the darkness of the crow on the front, you can paint over it or whatever you want. It would be your journal. You can do whatever. But I wanted to give this away to somebody in the USA because I can afford that. And just put a number in between 1 and 50 because we only have 22 people in here. So, and if there are duplicates, I will just go with whoever put the number in first that's closest. And I'll get random org up here. Let's see here. Trying not to get any orange paint on the crows. Crow book. All right. And then that way you'll have a chance to do a little fall journal too. Good morning, Janice. It's not much, but I am trying to get money together to get those IKEA cube storage piece for my fabric. Ann's going with 1. All right, so I need you guys on live chat. All right. I will go in there and tell them I will place ads later when I do my next video because I had no idea they were going up every 5 minutes. That's ridiculous. And I even have it on conservative, so it's not supposed to be a ton of ads. let's see. All right. Is that everybody? If you're in the USA, you can enter a number between 1 and 50. And I'm going to do a giveaway here. All right. I'm going to put in a stop so I know that I said stop. All right. I'll scroll back up to the top of it so I'm in the right place. Up. Stupid phone. And I want it between 1 and 50. And the light is probably too bright. All right. So there it is, between 1 and 50. Generate. Did it do? 41. Yep, 41. So who's closest without going over to 41? Susan Tobin has 40. I think it's Susan. Susan Tobin won the crows. So Susan, I'm going to need your mailing address so I can get this to you. I'll put my email in and then quickly grab it. Let me know when you get it written down, and then I'll pull it back out. Howard's looking at me with so much love, you guys. Oh my gosh. All right. Just let me know when you've gotten it written down. And again, welcome to my channel. And I'm sorry about the commercials, you guys. I'll fix that. All right. So I didn't do anything magical or fan. You got it. Okay. And I'll get that in the mail to you as soon as I get it all together. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying down here. Angela Snyder, good morning. At least he wasn't passing gas, Sophia. All right. So this will definitely make for an awesome fall kind of postcard. I like to make them like they look like regular postcards so that it'll be oriented like that. And then I can put addresses on the back. And that's that. So I'm not sure if anybody else is coming on this morning or not. If you come Wednesday, there'll be another chance to win some kind of journal. I came across some journals that they're like journal kits, and I'm going to give one of those away this afternoon. Not this afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. Holy smoly. And so Wednesday at 1:30, I'll be on, and we're going to do a dirty dozen, and I'm going to try to get it done within an hour. So we're off before Yolande goes on, but we may run over, and I hope she's okay with that because dirty dozens take us a while. It's 12 prompts on a large piece of paper that you can turn into postcards, card fronts, ATCs, ATC coins, just all kinds of things. So we'll do that Wednesday, and I'll give one of those journal kits away. And they've got there's like a journal base, and then there's all kinds of stuff in there, like ephemera that I've made myself, One of them has a mug rug in it. So it's just like random things I came across, and I created these like little kits to give away. So anyway, all right. And Ann says Dee Dee is 8:30. Janet Nash will be on at 9. And then I think Janet Young comes on in the afternoon, doesn't she? I can't keep track of everybody. And with me being busy on the dresses, to be honest with you, there's some that I will catch, but then others I won't, because I need something that I'm not interested in, that I have to, like when I'm watching Janet, I'm watching Janet. Or if I'm watching Ann, I'm watching Ann. So if it's somebody that's creating something, it's distracting to me. So I have to put on like a crime drama, like Midsummer Murders. I've seen all of those, but I can have them playing in the background, and it doesn't disrupt what I'm doing with the dresses. And I'm so close to being done. And then when they're all done, I'm going to wash them, iron them, put them in a box, mail them to Maddie. And so I'm hoping to get them done today and in the mail, so she'll show them next Sunday. I hope. And yes, we're going to be on in our chat. I have a little messenger chat, and if you want to be in on the knitting hour, it's from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Mondays. And again, if you don't want to knit, we're not going to be the knit police. If you show up with crochet hooks instead of knitting needles, that's okay. You can come and just hang out, because you just never know what we're going to talk about, to be honest. It really is like a hen party. But anyway, okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm blathering now. Take care. Have a great day.